Wanted to do a short live on how to get funding for your invention. So you're just starting and you're not sure where to get money to get some traction. I always recommend at a minimum making a minimum viable product, right? Most people are not going to want to invest in your work if they can't really see anything or not see enough due diligence on what you're doing. And sometimes that's feasible. Sometimes it's not, depending on how large of a scale. But in general, the general rule is people will not want to invest in you if they don't see you investing in yourself and in that invention. But a few things that are common with our inventors, a lot of times they will self fund. Depending on how much they have, so they'll use up some of their savings, or create another stream of income to fund the idea. Second one is usually doing a round from friends and family, and sharing that, and trying to get people from your network to help. I know not everyone has access to that. And then usually people will also go to either VC firms, or another one that I like is accelerator programs. So, for example, each industry will have an accelerator program that connects VCs to startups to get the funding that they need. One of my favorite ones in aerospace, for example, is Starburst, and I'll link it in the video here. But I love going in and attending some of those talks, because they are distilling exactly. First of all, they're bringing all the people who have money, who are ready to invest in ideas and in inventions in aerospace. And two, they give in a platform to these startups to give presentations, show what they've done. A lot of times they'll ask whether you have any protection, any IP protection, what kind of due diligence you've done to see who else is in that space, and how much competition or how many competitors you have in that space, and how you're doing things differently. So, and then the last one, last but not least, is really applying for grants and applying for finding programs that fund, creators, fund inventors, and just applying for all that. Um, a lot of times, depending on your invention, you might be able to license this to someone before you've even finished making your prototypes, or before you have that really strong sellable product. So make a list of all the people who might be interested in your invention. A lot of times, what I like to do is go and find a patent that is close to what you're doing. Maybe type in some keywords in there in that Google patent search, or in the USPTO patent search links, and look for who are some of the big players there. That usually tells me that they have an IP portfolio within that field, and that they might be open to, acquiring additional patents to further strengthen their work and their portfolio. So that might be another asset that you might want to look into. And yeah, those are just very preliminary way to get some funding for your invention. Last one that I didn't mention, that I have not mentioned yet, is usually crowdfunding. So Kickstarter campaigns, and things like that might help you raise funding for your invention as well. If you are going to start disclosing to the public, make sure that at a minimum you have a provisional patent application filed with a priority date, and before you start those public disclosures. And also make sure to keep track of that time, because you only have 1 year from the date of the provisional to convert that that application into a non-provisional patent application. I hope this helps. If you guys have any questions, type them in the chat and I'll answer them. But this is yeah, this was just basically a little overview. Also, type in the comments if you're looking for more information on this. I'm happy to share more links. We'll add them to the video as well, and we'll add them to the description.